The United States of America's naval fleet was known as elite, especially to the Japanese Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, commander of the Japanese Combined Fleet. He ordered and enforced the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor December 7, 1941, leading the U.S. into World War II.
The Axis forces included Germany, Japan, Italy, Hungary, Bulgaria, Romania, and Spain. However, Spain was neutral but aided to the Axis powers. Yugoslavia joined March 25, 1941. Croatia, a new independent state at the time, joined June 15, 1941. Finland joined the Axis powers to attack Soviet states in order to regain territory they lost during the Winter War of 1939. However, Finland never did sign Parted Pact. The Allied forces included Great Britain, Canada, France, the USA, USSR, Belgium, Holland, Norway, Poland, Greece, Czechoslovakia, Australia, China, Luxembourg, India, and Norway. On the Pacific battlefront, the Guadalcanal battle was a strategic move to take out all ambitions of the Japanese development of an airfield. This airfield was going to interfere with Australia's trading. The U.S. deployed Marines to this area. The Marines ended up defeating the Japanese and leaving 1,000 enemy troops dead. There's also the Battle of the Solomon Islands, which are 8 main islands 1,000 miles off the coast of Australia. The islands are only 20 miles from Guadalcanal. Around this area, the Japanese had established many bases. This Battle of Savo Islands was part of the Land Battle of Guadalcanal on August 7, 1943.
North Dakota lost 1,624 men. One man from North Dakota received the Medal of Honor, Master Sergeant Woodrow Wilson Keto. He saved countless soldiers, and he also was awarded 4 Purple Hearts and 1 Bronze Star.
Eastern Battlefront. Hitler designed Operation Barbarossa. This called for a total of 3.3 million German soldiers and 1 million other Axis forces between Hungary and Italy. This operation was aimed in 3 separate directions: to the Baltic republics, Poland, and Ukraine. The Polish journey was aimed to march the troops through Poland to Moscow. A month later, however, Hitler's plans changed and directed the troops stationed in Poland to be aimed north, towards the oil fields. He chose this decisively. He wanted to strike Russia's economy. After reinforcing the northward troops, Hitler planned to directly attack Russia's capital, Moscow. However, autumn rain slowed the Germans' pursuit less than 2 miles a day. This made time for Russians to pull in reinforcements from the east. The Russians acquired an extra 1,000 tanks and aircraft. The Germans planned for a quick victory over the Soviets, but their plan didn't go as well as thought. The hammering blizzards and strong Soviet defenses stopped some troops 15 miles from Moscow. General Zhukov launched a counterattack, and he forced the Germans to retreat 200 miles. Stalin ordered an attack on the German lines January 6. His plan was to charge the German lines and retake the towns of Smolensk and Kharkov. Although the Russian troops broke through the German lines, they ended up losing. After the victory for the Germans, Hitler chose to end the offensive on the northern front so he could focus on taking the oil fields. Operation Blue started on June 28, 1942. Since the Russians were starting to better their offensive tactics, they stalled the Germans so they could bring more troops to the south. Hitler decided to split the army in two. One, to approach the oil fields. Second was to protect the flank.
Mediterranean battlefront. On the nights of July 9th and 10th, 1943, 2,500 vessels were launched for the invasion of Sicily. Over 500,000 Allied soldiers, sailmen, and airmen were entangled on the rocky island of Sicily, on the outside of Hitler's fortress. Patton led the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division through Sicily. The 15th met little opposition, so they marched straight to the gates of Palermo. The Americans took Palermo in less than 72 hours, an amazing feat down in Patton's record of success. General Geoffrey Keyes took the western half of the island, whilst capturing 400 vehicles with a 272 men loss. In Greece, Monday, October 28, 1940, 200,000 Italian soldiers invaded Greece. Sunday, April 6th, Operation of Merida begins. This is a dual invasion of Greece and Yugoslavia involving 1,200 tanks, 3 days later, the German army moves on to capture a port city, Salonika. The same day, the German 12th Division defeats the Greek defensive. April 10th through 16th, 3 divisions of British, Australian, and New Zealand soldiers are defeated at the Vermian Mountains. Remaining Vermian troops are redeployed to Mount Olympus on the 12th. This made a clear path to Greece. Thus, the Greek forces that are fighting in Albania are cut off. Within days of this, April 20th, 1941, the Greeks surrendered to the Germans and Italians. Axis forces have complete control of Athens Sunday, April 27th, 1941, making an end to the Greeks' resistance. 51,000 Allied troops are evacuated through the Royal Navy through the 29th to 30th.
The British and Americans decided they wouldn't go through Italy but to the north. Instead, they would approach the Normandy. June 5th was scheduled to be the actual D-Day landing. However, the plane didn't go too well due to bad weather, delaying the actual landing until the 6th. The Americans became pinned because the planned bombing that was supposed to take out German fortification inland didn't happen. After many hours and many men lost, small groups of American soldiers broke through small weak points in the defense.
This is our video on World War II, and that's about it.